Oh, it's time! Cincinnati, we gon' rise and up. In the jungle, we unite and up. Trippin' orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move rockin' on? Now who wanna move crossin' on? Now who wanna move out on? If you got stripes, then you let the city know you rock 'em. Yeah, we got 'em. Yeah, we fought 'em. Like that black and orange up on 'em. Finger bottle, never stop it. So the beast and know 'em. Who they rockin' with the diamond stripes? Flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen. We gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins.
Welcome to another episode of Bengals and Brews. I am Dell Altman, joined by my co-host, Big Savage Greg, and Pork Chop, and the man, Bengals left tackle, four-time Pro Bowler, Orlando Brown Jr., a.k.a. Big Zeus.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys for having me on, man.
Hey,
thank you for making time on the bye.
Dude, thank you so much.
Of course, man. Of course, man. I tell you what, the city is amazing, bro. You guys are obviously part of it, man. Just the love and support. I mean, it's special, dog.
What's your favorite thing about Cincinnati so far?
Man, I feel like I've gotten to experience a lot, man. Honestly, I really like the bars here. The bars here have been really cool, man. No matter the time of day, you could say happy hour on a Thursday in the off season or Sunday after a game. But the food scene here is great, man. I really enjoy going out to a lot of these different restaurants, even on the Covington, Kentucky side. It's really nice, man. Downtown, especially OTR, man. It's a lot of options here.
What's your go-to restaurant?
Obviously, I got to stand on Jeff Ruby's.
Jeff Ruby's.
You know, how could I not? How could I not? And then I really like Soto. I've been to Mama's in Covington a few times. I like that restaurant. Trying to think what else. I've had so many, man. Grove Park Grill.
Do you like the La Rosa's pizza? It's got a little bit of a different taste, the Cincinnati La Rosa's pizza.
I like La Rosa's. I'm not gonna lie. My favorite pizza here though is Donato's.
Is it really?
All right. Undefeated. Donato's
and it's
undefeated.
the sponsor. That's a great
That's right. The check
How about
boxes,
that,
man?
Is it really? I didn't even know that.
They're at Paycor now.
Orlando, you need to try Midwest Barbecue in Loveland. I don't know if you ever heard of that place, but it's a good, awesome barbecue spot.
Okay, I like some good barbecue, man. I haven't had that one yet.
I got an idea, man. Midwest Barbecue's going to be at our tailgate for the Bills game. Fucking stop on down to lot one.
Lot one, man.
Hey, you need that pregame fucking.
Just to say you have to get something in your car or something.
Hey, man, I would fucking love nothing more than to come to that tailgate.
Corey Dillon's going to be there
before we kick off.
Corey Dillon's going to be there. You come hang out with us and Corey Dillon, eat a fucking pulled pork sandwich. If you want, get ready first. Come out in your uniform. That way you can go right on the field. You can go right on the field when you're done eating.
That's a hell of an idea, dog.
Right?
First off for everything.
How much is he bringing, Greg? Maybe Zeus wants to bring some friends too.
As many as we want. Hey, I'm cool with that. But
already in lot one.
So Zeus, I have to ask you this. So when you're a free agent, you reached out to the Bengals. What was it that made you want to come to Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Well, Zeus.
Outside of my man Pork Chop right here, man. It had, obviously I've been on the other side of it for the last few years, man, especially the last 2 years, just being in Kansas City, seeing the battles, kind of, the fight that this team had and, their approach and, how great and good they were in December, January, and February. And, man, that played a really big part in it. Obviously, Zach Taylor, everything that, he created, the type of coach he is, the system he runs, the scheme that we have, Frank Pollock, our offensive line coach, how great of a coach he is, how awesome he is. And then on top of that, man, you got guys like Joe Burrow, guys like Joe Mixon that I've played with in the past, Ted Karras, Alex Kappa, Cordell Volson, defensively, Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard, Jermaine Pratt, Logan Wilson, Cam Taylor-Britt. It was so many different things that went into it, man. But for me, it was an easy decision. Once, it was understood that, hey, man, this is a team that not only values me, but is a great place to be. It was an opportunity I definitely didn't feel like I could turn down.
Now, you mentioned Trey Hendrickson, man. Blackout Trey. I think you guys experienced each other rather quickly in practice. How is the iron sharpens iron type thing with you guys and just the relationship in general with Trey? What kind of dude is he? Because we just see the animal on the field.
Man, he's an animal, period, man. He's a dog. And I mean, I think that's one of my favorite things about him, man. He's one of my favorite teammates I've ever played with. Just his daily approach, his consistency, his love for the game, his love to really become a craftsman and study film and understand the thought processes and ways of thinking. And he's truly special, man. And I've been saying this since before I even came here. I mean, this guy's top 3 in the league in the world
Oh
at what
yeah.
he does. And his sack numbers are starting to really, really show that. He's always had really great production, but man, I feel like you guys are really seeing, him kind of transition into his prime this year, just with some of the things he's been able to do on Sundays, man, being able to take over games single-handedly. Trey is one of the best, man. I'm thankful he's on my team. I only got to practice against his ass,
Right?
not playing
Yeah.
against him on Sundays. So, hell yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
now,
man.
Chad tells the story about, jumping on your dad's back. He told that again on the Sharp show.
Yeah.
Clearly, your dad, when he played, was a no-nonsense. Like, he's in the zone, ready to play. What's kind of pregame demeanor? Is there any go-to music? Are you kind of loose and free, or are you dialed in? Like, what's the demeanor on the field before a game?
Yeah, man, I'm normally really dialed in. I spend a lot of time pregame, man, really visualizing just reps, man, visualizing the field. Because so much of what I do as an offensive lineman is the feel, the study of body language and, studying the feel of things. And that's what makes great players like Myles Garrett so great is they have a different feel than most guys. And, just in terms of the way that they rush the passer or play the run. So I'm just trying to visualize that feeling of that, visualizing my footwork, my stance, all of those things. I'm definitely bumping some music, man. I don't know. I feel like this year I've really been on, the Jay-Z Blueprint. I've been playing the hell out of that pregame. I don't know why, but that's been my go-to right now. But yeah, man, just really visualizing, making sure, my mind is right and really getting ready to flip that switch, man, from when we take that field as a unit.
So on your like when you do have off time, what do you like to do on your off time?
Yeah, I'm normally just chilling, man.
Besides
Like right now,
Jeff Ruby's.
Yeah, right now, man, I'm just chilling, man. I'm just outside. I honestly, man, I watch a lot of football. I'm obsessed with football, and like during the season, man, I like to be embedded in it. That's just the way that I keep my mind sharp and keep my mind into it. So I watch a lot of football, ranging from the '70s all the way up until now, our current games and things like that. So, man, I like to kind of be embedded in that. Outside of that, I'm playing a little bit of video games, spending time with my family, my son. Little small stuff like that. Watching a little TV.
When you go out, how is there ever a time where you go out where somebody doesn't notice you?
Yeah, man. Honestly,
shit. Honestly, I had to laugh. I'm sorry.
I'm just asking. I just wondered.
Motherfucker is 6'8".
Like, where can you go that nobody recognizes you?
I'm fucking huge. I mean, listen, man. It's one of the reasons I feel like, man, I've just embraced the foxtail. It's like you can't hide this shit.
Right.
People recognize me right away, man. I'm just like,
I mean,
it is what it is.
When people are looking at you, are you like, are they looking at me because I'm fucking 6'8", or are they looking at me because I'm Orlando Brown? Right.
I mean, combination of both, man. Combination of both, man. I think I'm finally starting to look my age. For a long time, I looked like a little ass kid. So I'd be 22, looking 18. People be like, "Who the hell is that guy?" But now that I'm 27 and I look 22. You know what I mean? I guess.
I'm 51. I look like I'm about 14 years old.
Yeah.
Chuck, you do not look like no damn 14-year-old.
What?
I'm sorry, bro. You mentioned watching some TV shows here or there a little bit. I'm sure the kids kind of control that sometimes too. But what you got a go-to series you've been kind of on lately?
Man, just finished on Netflix. The Fall of the House of Usher. I think I'm saying it right. I really liked it. Hell of a show, hell of a series. I just binged all of that shit. It was great. It's about 8 episodes, top tier.
Is it like a drama?
It's kind of like a horror thriller drama situation.
Oh no! I said I was gonna. I'm out. You said horror.
You don't like the horror, Dale?
No, I'm a little pussy when it comes to that stuff.
I feel you. I'm kind of scared of that shit too, man. But I don't know something about this show, man. It was really good, really clever.
Hey, Orlando, I saw that cool thing you got to do. You and Anthony Munoz get to interview each other. What was that like, man, getting to talk to Anthony Munoz? That was just such a cool interview.
So special, man. I mean, for me, as I spoke about, man, being embedded in football, growing up, I spent a lot of time studying the game because my dad didn't let me play, and I grew up in a household where that was all we knew at the same time, because that's what he was doing. And so, man, because I couldn't play, I read on the sport a lot. I read about the left tackle position a lot. I watched a lot of videos on those things, and so over the years, you grow a knowledge and familiarity with all of these different personalities of the game and players of the game. And I mean, Anthony Munoz is the greatest left tackle of all time, man, which is one of the best honors that you obviously you can get as anything that we do in life. And so, man, just having that opportunity to be able to dive into his thought process, his mind, his the psychiatry behind what it takes to really put yourself in that position on a daily and weekly and yearly. I mean, truly special. And some of the things he was saying, man, I mean, made plenty of sense. Without even saying it, he spoke on consistency as far as his approach on the day to day, which obviously led into year to year. And so, the standard that he set for himself, the way that he approached practice, it made games that much easier for him, and it allowed him as a player to develop that confidence, man. Even though people were praising him, he's still the toughest critic that he had. Man, it was a great conversation. I'm very thankful I was able to have that. I've had a few others with him off camera as well.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Awesome. That was, if anybody hasn't listened to that was some incredible content. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, Dan Horde kicked it off and then he just chilled.
Yeah, he did.
Horde is the man.
Yeah.
Now, kind of that goes into a little bit with that. He kind of talked about, the year to year and staying consistent. I know it's something you guys talked about on there. You've been very consistent and durable throughout your career where you don't really miss games. Now, you have been kind of managing the groin injury. How is that going? And then talk about just what it takes to have this durability year in and year out. And one of the most combat sports since gladiators, as Chop says, in the NFL.
Yeah. It is gladiators.
It is,
basically,
man. It is.
Modern day.
It is, man. And if anybody tells you that they haven't had to play through injury or anything like that, they're full of shit. Because I mean, in all reality, no matter what, man, you're always going to be dealing with something. The groin is doing really good. It's my process and everything's been going well, man. I'm normally a guy that heals up really well, but it's not the first time. Last year I had a strained tibialis, which is the muscle that in my lead leg at left tackle that pulls the ankle up and down. And so, man, I kind of strained that muscle and tendon really bad last year, man. I dealt with a grade 1 ankle sprain as well on my opposite ankle. So, and in a year prior to that, man, the calf, I hurt my calf actually here in Cincinnati. One game I missed in my life. I hurt my calf out here a few years ago when I was in KC. But, it's really just a mindset, man. I think of guys like Andrew Whitworth, for example. He's out there playing with, torn hip labrums and, having Pro Bowl, All Pro years, you know what I mean? And being able to fight through that pain. But at the end of the day, man, I love this team so much. I take a lot of pride in being healthy and being available. It hurt my pride a lot, obviously, having to come out of that game and not being able to do my job how I wanted to be able to do it on Sunday. But it's part of it. I understand that. So, man, I'll be ready to go when we get ready to suit up against San Francisco.
Hey, I know Cody's your boy, but I'm sitting there in section 158, and I'm like, God damn, Zeus ain't in there. I'm like, fuck, where's Zeus at? I was freaking the hell out during that, man. I ain't gonna lie. But we got a couple super chats here, which, man, almost $20. This is very generous, Tyler.
They're trying to get us one of those Jeff Ruby steaks. We can split it between us.
My goodness, yeah, we can.
But he's just how's the mentality of the locker room in Kansas City maybe different than here in Cincinnati? You kind of already answered about the groin, and he wanted to say thank you for helping getting the win for his birthday this past week.
Hell yeah, man. Well, I think across the NFL, when you look at NFL locker rooms and the type of personalities that are in them, cultures, obviously, man, here in Cincy, man, we got a winning culture. I know it wasn't always like that in the past, but man, just the cultures that I've been able to be a part of in Baltimore, coming with, the transition from Flacco to Lamar, obviously coming in Kansas City with Pat, man, after they had won that first Super Bowl, been to 2, now here in Cincinnati, man, right there on the cusp of it. I've been a part of some really good cultures, and, I can't say that there is a ton of difference. It's very similar in a sense of, that we all play for each other. We all love and respect each other, man. It's a very close-knit locker room, which is really important if you want to win championships in this league.
Let me ask you this, just to elaborate on that locker room thing. Like when the season starts off and we lose the first game and lose the second game, and then we win the third, and then we come. So that roller coaster of emotion in the
Yeah.
locker room. How did that go this year? Were you guys just like, even after a loss, you're like, fuck it, man. We already know we got this. We'll get it in gear. Don't worry. Or what's the emotion in the locker room?
Yeah, no, man. I mean, I think it's a ton of confidence just because of the way that, Zach is on the daily. Our coaching staff is on the daily. We got a lot of confidence in our quarterback. We know what he's capable of doing. And that's the thing about the NFL, man, is sometimes some teams peak too early, and sometimes teams peak too late. I'd much rather be playing our best football come November, December, January, as opposed to September and October. And I think that's the direction that we're heading. We got a very motivated group, man. I think we got a very focused group, which is very important, man. And it all starts, man, with Zach. He's amazing in the way that he prepares us on the daily, he prepares us on the weekly. And, our message has been clear. We attack the day and keep it that simple. We attack Monday like it's Monday. We attack Tuesday like it's Tuesday, Wednesday like it's Wednesday, and leading on to game day. And everything else has been taking care of itself the past few weeks.
Now, here's another one. This is a study that Warren Sharp did. It's the lowest point total right now since 2011. Dustin actually shared this with me before the show. And the sack percentage is the highest since 2000. Have you really noticed any major differences, or maybe why that might be, or is that just one of those things?
Yeah, I mean, I think, man, we kind of, I don't want to say take for granted, but what COVID did to the NFL is like just taking you guys through the dynamics of the NFL. The NFL as a whole is designed to be even. It's not like college football, you know what I mean, where you can recruit and bring in who you want to bring in, and your top programs are your top programs. The NFL is designed to be even in pro sports. Your worst team gets the best pick. Your worst team is first on the waiver wire. You know what I mean? The caps are all the same. You got to distribute your money amongst each other evenly. So, it's somewhat of an even playing field in the way that it's designed. And so I feel like COVID put a lot of people and a lot of teams on notice to truly be able to go out there and scout and look at a lot of these different players. And just like, the history of the world, human geology, man, we've gotten stronger, we've gotten bigger, we've gotten faster. And so now you're starting to see a lot of these talents get recognized. A lot of guys that may not have been getting opportunities, may not have gotten opportunities prior to COVID, getting those opportunities now. Because, I mean, man, they're so much stronger, they're so much faster, and the pool is so much bigger now as far as the talent that people can bring in, man. And, especially at the defensive line position, is crazy. Like, I mean, it's crazy, man. Like, a guy like Joseph Osai is a very, very special talent.
Yeah.
Who can be a starter on 31 other teams, who has that capability to take over a game if put in that type of position. And I have a lot of confidence in him in that. And, obviously here, man, he's behind Trey and Sam, who are, great players as well. So, that's what the NFL is now. And that's what it's come to, man. You see, it kind of started, man, with that wave. I feel like really, really in Denver, that success they had with DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller at that time period. And it's just kind of grown into there, man, to where teams are looking to have two elite defensive ends. And, it's just forced offensive team. It's forced teams on the offensive side of the ball to have two really good offensive tackles. So that's just where the game's going.
You mentioned Joseph. I want to mention, just kind of ask about even Myles Murphy, because this fan base will freak out. It's like, here's a first-round pick, and he got one snap in the past game. But he's 21 years old, and when I've seen him out there, I'm like, he's making these splash plays. He's showing up. He's been good against the run. He's got a sack this season. He's not getting tons of snaps because, like you said, we have the dogs in front of him already playing. But what have you kind of seen from Myles Murphy to maybe ease the concerns of some of this fan base on what a talent he actually is?
Yeah, I mean, man, Myles has a ton of potential, man, to really become whatever he wants to become. He's so athletic. I mean, one of the fastest guys like I've set, man, and he's got a unique set of skills based off of his body type and talent. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy's fast as shit.
He's athletic freak.
Yes, he is, man. He's special. He's special. He's a special talent. And, I think, man, he's got a lot of potential. And sometimes, what people got to recognize as well is for certain defensive ends like that, who for so long he relied on that athleticism, he's slowly but surely developing those fine tools, those fundamentals that are going to really separate him amongst his peers, to be able to go out there and play against the top talent and dominate and play really well like he did in college. And so, man, it's normal for the growing pains that he's going through. It happens, not everyone comes in right off the rip and is able to go out there and bring you 20 sacks. That's okay. But I'm telling you, I got a lot of confidence in the guy. He loves the game. He loves working hard, and he takes his craft very seriously. Even at practice, man, I go against him on the daily. Man, he's going to be just fine.
Well, Orlando, speaking of you're talking defensive ends. Who is that one defensive end that you look forward to going up against? Like, is there that one guy you look on the schedule, you're like, oh, it's on. I want to take this guy. Like, who's that one defensive end you just love going up against?
Yeah, man, I can't really stand on one. I really enjoy playing all the top talent, dog. That's what I enjoy about the sport, man. That's what I want to be remembered for is, how I played against the top talent and, the respect that comes with, people seeing the Cincinnati Bengals on their schedule and knowing like I'm going to have 45 one-on-ones against number 75, and yeah, I love that. I love that opportunity, man. I just, whoever that may be, man, whoever those guys are, I look forward to always playing against the top talent.
Awesome.
Now, I got to ask if you see, I know that you don't want to generalize an entire fan base, and you got a lot of love for the Chiefs. You won the Super Bowl there. But do you see these crazy-ass fans on Twitter talking shit about you all the time? And they're still doing it. And we're over here as Bengals fans like, are you guys crazy? He is doing great for us. Like, he has helped come in and stabilize. Like, if you just look at the sack numbers in general, you guys are killing it as an offensive line.
Yeah.
Joe's having the groin injury and still not taking a ton of sacks and hits compared to what he had been. You guys are doing a great job. Do you see these crazy ass Chiefs fans on Twitter?
yeah, man. Every now and again, my mom will send me some stuff, man. Like, look at this shit they said. But at the end of the day, I get it, man. I mean, hey, they gave Eric Fisher a lot of hell as well. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, man, it is what it is. I don't really like to dive into that type of stuff because at the end of the day, I'm my biggest critic. I know when I made a mistake. I know when I made a mistake.
You don't need that motivation.
I'm very self-motivated.
What do you think's going to happen when you come out of that tunnel in December?
Oh, shit. Hopefully, man, don't nobody throw anything at me. But
hopefully it's a bunch of cheers for helping them win a goddamn Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that's how it should be. And I think most of the fan base is cool. That's why I said I don't want to generalize because I think Twitter's a different world than reality.
Yes. So. Yeah, no, man. Honestly, during my time in Kansas City, face to face, I mean, man, it was nothing but love. You know what I mean? And I didn't deal with anybody. I know it's a lot of negativity on social media a lot of times, but I didn't really deal with that in Kansas City face to face, man. It was always love at any signings or anything that I did in the community. So
I love Twitter, but it's the fucking devil.
It is.
I would want to be an NFL player and deal with it. But I want to ask, like, also just your transition to Cincinnati. Who's maybe helped you the most? I know you guys are all wearing a Cincy hat. I missed the memo. I almost grabbed that.
Come on, Dale.
Shout out Teddy K, man.
Yeah, Ted's probably one of them. But who else in the locker rooms kind of helped you, showed you around Cincy, and just took you under their wing a little bit as far as the city as a new guy?
Yeah, man, Teddy probably being first and foremost. Just when I first got here, man, being able to get around him, ask questions. He kind of helped me get the full, you could say, Cincinnati experience. Damn right. And then, you got my guy, man, Joe Mix, man, who, obviously is like family, man. We've known each other since we were 18 years old. And he kind of got me hip to a few things here in the city about the restaurants and things like that. Man, everybody's been so helpful, man. My guy, Shiesty, Joe, he's been awesome. Yeah, man. I mean, I feel like they've all kind of been a help as far as transition here.
Hey, speaking of Joe real quick,
please
tell him don't change the fucking shoes.
Yeah.
Them Black Pandas, man.
Yeah, the Pandas, baby.
Pandas, dog.
Them Black Pandas. When he came out and took the field at the Arizona game, right off the bat in our group chat, I put Black Pandas. The Jordan 1, the Black Pandas, man, it's on.
Hell yeah, bro.
Well, black pants too. You got to tell the team more black pants.
Okay, damn, we win games in black pants. Is that the thing?
I think so. And the orange jerseys, we were talking about that before the show started. We're excited for the orange jerseys. So in the chat, when is that game? Because I know y'all will be able to tell me real quick.
Yeah, I'm
So
curious.
somebody
too.
find that for us. But so you seem like a student of the game, man. You're very in tune. You study it. You love football. You love playing football. What are your thoughts kind of after? Are you thinking about being a coach, an O-line coach, GM, any of that
Yeah.
stuff? Kind of thoughts of maybe you do in the future?
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm not really set on anything specifically yet. I know that the door's there for broadcasting, man. I really enjoy
That
doing
too.
that type of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You're good at it.
yeah. I've really enjoyed it too, man. Just some of the stuff that I've done over the years. But I've got so much love for the game, man, and a passion for the game. It's gonna be hard for me to walk away and step away from it. And coaching, I feel like is one of the easier ways to be able to relate and give some of this knowledge that I have to other young men. But I haven't really set my mind on what it's going to be, man. I'm only 27. I hope to do this
Right.
for at least another 10 years. So.
You got another 10 in you for sure.
Yeah.
Look,
Hey,
Hell yeah.
What's fucked up, man, is I got kids that are your age and older, and I still look at them like kids. But when I see like you, fucking grown man,
You gotta look
Damn
because you
right.
gotta look up at him.
that's
You
true.
don't look at him
One of
as a
the
little.
people I gotta look up to.
You're saying Pittsburgh. If that's the home game against Pittsburgh, that's Thanksgiving
23rd.
weekend. So yeah, right
Yeah.
after
Okay.
Thanksgiving. Will be
Okay.
that game. So next month.
All right. Shit, yeah. It's going to be fresh.
And you're keeping that one. Are you usually an exchange jersey guy or?
Yeah, no, it just depends, man. I normally don't do the whole thing afterwards, but I'll mail it back or just have somebody send it over to a locker room after the game.
Yeah.
Hey, if you weren't playing left tackle, if you weren't playing on the offensive line, is there any other position that you think like, man, I would have liked to play that position?
Yeah, me and Deontay Smith were just talking about this, man, yesterday. I personally I always wanted to be a corner. Like
Yeah.
obviously, if my size was applicable to that, you know what I
Right.
mean. I don't know. I like the corner position, man. I similar to tackle, similar mindset. It's all about your confidence and your skill set, how well you understand concepts. I don't know. It's another cool position to me that I think is very challenging. You know what I mean, but would be a lot of fun.
I feel like you and Juice have that, kindred spirits there as people.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Confident, funny dudes.
That's my guy. Hell yeah.
Hey, so Zeus, what makes an offensive line mold? Like, is there something you, Teddy, Bolson, Jonah, all you guys do to help? Like, how do you guys mold as an offensive line? Like,
Yeah. So it's interesting, man. The camaraderie of a group is so important when we talk about offensive line, and we talk about Super Bowls and in a winning culture. It all starts up front, and when you've got a room full of guys that are very hungry, that have a lot of want to and a lot of will. You've got a great offensive line coach that understands that and allows guys to be themselves. That's when you see things really come together. And I mean, there's so many examples of that over the years, man, from our offensive line last year in Kansas City to, the Rams offensive line prior to that, Tampa Bay prior to that, Kansas City's O-line prior to that, the Eagles O-line, the Patriots. And, you can just keep going down the list of teams and looking at their offensive line cultures for that year and what was created. And it's the camaraderie, it's the will and want to, and the toughness, man. And when you've got a great offensive line coach that understands all of those things and puts you guys in the best position and allows you to go out there and be yourself, you're able to, put a lot of special things on tape. And so that's what I think, really is going to allow us to take that next step, man, is, continue to grow together, having that camaraderie, which comes with the reps on Sundays, comes with the reps at practice. We've had a ton of reps throughout the offseason together, spend a lot of time off the field as well, which is important. Everything kind of goes hand in hand.
Awesome.
Man, I know we told you we'd get you out of here in a half an hour. We're a minute away. Yep. I got one more question, then I want to talk about one other thing after this question. But you got any funny Andy Reid stories? Because I see that man in commercials. Low key, I think Andy Reid's funny as fuck. Yes.
Yeah, he's fucking hilarious, right? Coach Reid is. I mean, that's my guy, man. One of my favorites. I've been very blessed to be around a lot of great football minds, man. One of my favorites. Funny Andy Reid story. I can't tell my funny Andy Reid story, but I'll tell you straight up though, my man in Kansas City for breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack at 10 p.m. there's always a cheeseburger available.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
my man,
Hell
there's
yeah.
always a cheeseburger available because my man Coach Reed loves some cheeseburgers. So that was something that was new to me, man. When I got
fucks
to
with you, Andy Reid. I
Right.
fucks with you,
Yeah.
even though
I
your
fucks
kids.
I fucks with Coach Reed too.
Somebody toss this one in. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Oh no, please.
Fuck, no, you can't say it is, can you?
Yeah!
Oh, fuck! Oh,
They're at a Christmas party.
Yes!
Orlando, they're at a Christmas party.
Orlando, thank you so much, man. I have Bengals fans give me so much credit. Yeah!
Oh, shit.
I'm just playing, Greg.
You kicked him out? You kicked him out?
I'm salty as fuck, man. Die Hard's best Christmas movie ever.
And then switching gears from that to getting you out of here. It's kind of hard to do after that, man. But the Junior Diabetes Research Foundation is a thing you're very passionate about. So just if you want to kind of plug that before we let you go real quick.
Yeah, man. So I've been very fortunate to do a lot of work with JDRF over the years. Just kind of, helping everyone understand. My brother was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was 8 years old. I was 9. My dad passed of ketoacidosis, which is a diabetic coma when I was 15. And my grandparents dealt with complications and passed of it as well. So it's a cause and disease for me that hits home, man. I've done a ton of work with them. I was actually able to go this summer out to DC, man, with Children's of Congress and talk to the Senate, man, about lowering the cost of insulin and, helping them get the proper loans that they need to continue to research to finding a cure for the disease. But man, I mean, it's been awesome. The foundation that they have, man, and the people around it have taken me in with open arms. It's been truly special.
Man, I appreciate everything you do with that and everything you do on the football field too. And thank you so much for your time, Orlando. Appreciate you, man.
Greg, hold on.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Good
My
day,
guys,
man.
I appreciate man. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, we appreciate you too.
Thank you so much.
Good day, Zeus.
Yeah.
Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, I told you, man, that dude is the easiest guy to talk to.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, no, when we met him in Blue Ash, like me and Pork Chop just left there, like just so awesome. I mean, just such a grounded person. I mean, you're just so happy someone like him is a good player. Just such a great person.
It's so funny. Like I told Greg after we met him in Blue Ash, I was like, man, it was like talking to a guy that I knew for like 5 or 10 years.
Yes.
And then I saw, and that was when he first came to town, but I saw all kind of people like reporters and stuff also saying that, like, this dude, man, it's just like you know him for like years when you talk to him.
No, exactly. Like, and for those of you who don't know, before the show started, me and Porch were like, "Do you remember us?" He's like, "How could I not forget you guys?"
Damn, what the fuck?
Man.
Tyler's going violent. He's gonna superplex me off the top rope. What the hell happened in the chat? I lost it. I wasn't reading.
No, that guy.
He said Pork Chop and I will superplex you off the top.
Oh,
rope.
yeah, that's true. It's gonna take both of us, Tyler. Not this fucking Tyler. That son of a bitch.
Hey guys, Corey Dillon, now Orlando Brown on my side with Die Hard. Suck it.
Oh,
Hey,
Jesus.
also,
I did not ask the question. That was not me that asked. Wasn't going to bring it
That
up.
was Foxy. Foxy
That was
helped
Foxy.
you out.
Hey, what can I say?
Foxy
Bengals-
even gave us $5 to ask that
Hey.
question.
Shout out to
Foxy.
Foxy.
Foxy, not all heroes wear capes, man.
Shout out to Foxy.
I didn't
that's
like
why,
his
Greg,
answer,
you're
so
gonna-
I'm kind of upset that I put that answer up there.
Hey, Dale. Hey, you asked all that, man. I got 2 Bengals on my side. I'm loving this. Thank you, David. Also, all right, Dave.
Oh, Tyler's talking about throwing Tyler Kelly through the table. That goddamn Steelers fan.
Brad, you just missed Orlando.
Look,
You
see,
got to
he
feel bad.
talks stupid shit like this. This why this motherfucker. I always feel like he's got special needs.
Yeah, tell Brad though. The first half, like literally just missed it. Literally.
Yeah, you just missed it. That's my code
no.
for Brad. You
So
got
the first 30 minutes of the show are with him, man. He was amazing. He said 25 to 30. We took him to the limit of 30.
Right.
Yes, I mean,
So we'd love to have him back in the future. So we don't want to ever take anybody's time they don't have. Just coming on here alone with some chumps like us, man. We're grateful for that.
Oh yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
What's
Just
up, Barry?
awesome.
What's up, fellas? Great show.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, thanks, man.
No,
You
not
know-
you guys. Orlando was great. You guys were
Dude,
Well,
100%
he's not
awesome.
backstage, so he can't hear you.
I'm about to go run around in craziness with Die Hard, man. I got to make a T-shirt or something. This is awesome. But no,
now we had an original show scheduled, and so we've got another half an hour or so. So we're going to get into some awards. Usually, mid-season is kind of fell right during our bye week. This year we have an early bye week. We've only played 6 games. We have 11 games still to go. But we can give our early season awards. I'm sure these will change. They may even change by the midway point, a few more games. But for now, we're going to give out some awards.
I did a lot of research on this because, I just want you to know I did a lot of research.
Because that's what you do?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
Derek's a big research guy.
That's fine.
Once you said Orlando Brown, I was like, all right, I guess we're not doing this anymore. So mine are going to be off the cuff.
You're just picking Orlando Brown for everything?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I am.
First up, offensive MVP.
Rookie of the year.
And everybody in the chat, you can pick yours as well as we go. But John here, what's everyone's plans for Sunday? I don't know. Are the Titans playing? And who you guys got?
Where's that Luther Vision when you need it?
I know, right?
I only turned off my camera because y'all had yours turned off.
Well,
No,
you
I
guys
just put my
know
face
that
back in.
I
I
turned
know.
mine off to rip a heater, a celebratory heater. I'm
And-
ripping a
Oh, here we go,
celebratory heater.
Dale. Dale, excuses, Dale.
I deserve it. Who got Zeus on? Was it you guys? All right,
Nope.
suck my dick then. That's what I said. That's what I did.
Hey, who got all the yeah, no.
Did you mention me in the DM though, Dale?
What?
Did you
No.
mention my name in the DM? Did you drop my
I
name?
said I would love to have you on the show sometime. We can be pretty flexible with day and time.
and then he
And he
texted-
messaged
and
me
then-
back and said, "How would between 3 and 4 be?" And I was like, "Well, how about 3:30 when I get off work, which is also the time we already do shits."
Well,
And so it worked out absolutely perfect.
Oh my God.
that did work out. I'm surprised, but yeah, we should have probably name dropped me earlier. We'd have had him a couple times already.
Yeah, Pork Chop's a celebrity now.
Yeah.
No, I name dropped you a couple months ago, and it was cricket. Do your cricket. Yeah, that's what I got. But when I didn't name drop you, he agreed to come on.
Well, then don't name drop me anymore.
Yeah.
What if he
That
got
goes
on and
into
he was like, God damn it, this is that show at Pork Chop. Some bitch.
Yeah, I was going to
No,
say
man,
that goes into the hashtag block chop.
Yeah.
No, he was excited to see these guys. I can vouch for him. Which I'd never met him or talked to the man or anything. These guys met him a couple times at a couple different events, and he was like, "Hell yeah, I can't forget you guys." And and Chop was like, or one of them said, "Is that a good or bad thing?"
That was me that said that.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, that's a good thing, man." Like he liked these guys. He fucks with these guys.
Well, no. Like I entered something on Instagram one time, and I didn't think I was going to win, and because I never win anything. So I mean, and anyway, and I'm getting off of work one day, and I get a phone call. I'm like, God dang it! It's one of these stupid random callers calling me for trying to sell me stuff. I'm like, who is this? He's like, Greg, you won the Orlando Brown thing. Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were like. I immediately apologized to the person, and it's like, and I got Pork Chop to come with me, and Pork Chop, did we not have the best time ever?
Man, I had a great time. Well, you see how easy it is to talk to that guy, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
According to him, he wipes his hand. He wipes his ass with his hand too.
Yeah, there was Sports Shop, like 15 or 20 other people there, and we were just like I said, we were just chat. We were just chatting with him, man, and he was just
I know.
I forgot I was chatting with Orlando Brown. He was just like such a good, down to earth, easygoing person to talk to.
I felt bad for the other people because I felt like I was monopolizing all of his time.
I was going to say,
I
Greg,
do want to get a foxtail
you
keychain.
forgot you was talking to a 6'8" foot tall.
Yeah, no, Pork Chop. He's always used to Pork Chop. Wasn't it weird for you? Because you're a tall person yourself, Pork Chop, and then you're like, oh my, yeah.
It's rare that I get to someone where I have to actually tilt my neck to talk to him.
Did he say it like that, Greg? Because that sounded a little sexual. Like, oh my.
No, I meant, God, man, the words that come out of my mouth.
You're an awful big boy, Zeus.
Oh my. You're a
God
big
damn,
boy.
man. Anyways, offensive MVP through the first 6 games of the season. I'll kick this one off. and we may all have the same one.
Probably.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase,
Say it on
50
three.
catches, 50 catches, 556 yards, 3 touchdowns. I mean, he's always open. He's always fucking open.
He is always open. That's true.
You know, Joe Burrow's kind of struggled, but Jamar has still been consistent. And, you know, before this past week, I mean, he still had 80 yards, 6 catches this past week. But the other 2 games, he's setting records. He's having huge games to get us the wins because we really needed it. We've had to use him in a variety of ways, in a variety of spots, lined up at receiver, in the backfield, in the slot, you know, just a little bit of everything. He's produced. He's balled out. Witherspoon can suck my dick. He had fucking one good play on him. Shut the fuck up. Stop fucking flexing like you fucking own him. Yeah. But I got to go Jamar Chase. How about you guys?
Yes.
I would agree. 100% Jamar Chase.
Absolutely.
Well, 100%. We're not even discussing this.
All right. Well,
defensive, what are we thinking?
Would there be anybody even in the conversation? I mean, we could say Zeus in the conversation.
Zeus.
Because
Zeus.
and Jonah Williams a little bit.
No,
the tackles have kind of stabilized the line, having Jonah at right and Zeus at left. The sack numbers are way down. I think that's huge. It's huge for the long term. It's got Joe to where he didn't get re-injured with this injury that he's had, that he's fighting through, that he's trying to get back from.
You know, one guy you could throw in there is Alex Kappa. You could throw in there, man. I think he's been our best grade lineman. I mean, that's another guy you could argue. But yeah, Zeus. I mean, Zeus, Kappa. I'm cool with those guys also.
But it's definitely. I mean, it's definitely Chase. Like we all agree.
Oh, yeah.
But as a secondary, you know, I would say those linemen are right in the conversation.
Yeah.
The tackles, because I mean they've held up, and you know we play some tough teams. We've had to go against some good.
I also think that Joe Mixon's having a good year. They just don't give him as many touches as he needs. If he had the 25 touches, I think he'd definitely probably be in the way he's playing this year in the conversation for the top spot.
Yeah.
Now granted, he's still only averaging 3.4 or something like that. So it's still not exactly where you want to be, but.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why he's not. I mean, but I think that he could be a guy that steps it up for us. I mean, I feel like he's running hard and he's on track to where once the passing game gets going and Joe's able to move more, I think it's going to open up some of those bigger runs for Mixon that he has.
Well, it's like Corey Dillon said, you know, he got started at 17 carries. Like at 17 is when he started getting his mojo.
Yeah, Mixon, he's lucky to get 17 carries.
Exactly. He's lucky to get 17 in the span of 2 games.
All right, moving on to defensive MVP. I'm going to check on my dog real quick. I'll be right back, but Chop, you start off, and we'll go around the horn on this one. We have some different answers, and you guys will have to fill me in on your answers when I come back.
All right. Well, I mean, shit, goddamn, I would love to say my boy DJ Turner, you know, coming in as a rookie, but my defensive player MVP is going to be fucking Trey Hendrickson.
Yep.
Man, he's having a fucking baller year.
Dude.
This dude, if he doesn't get to the quarterback, he was held. Like, they don't call it, but if you, look back on it and you rewind the tape, you'll see he was held. He is a fucking beast.
Or Chuck, that's my first choice too. But if I had to pick a second choice, I mean, Trey is my first choice, but my second choice would have to be CTB. I mean, doing a hell of a job this year. What's that?
I said he's having a good fucking year.
Absolutely. And you know what? And with Wouzier still kind of come back from injury, he's been really holding it up. I mean, CTB, I got to say too. But no, Hendrickson, I totally agree with you. But I'm just going to throw CTB in there because he deserves a lot of credit too.
Man, that interception that Juice got in that last game.
That was like a wide receiver play right there. Derek, what do you think, buddy?
Yeah. My defensive MVP, it has to go to the guy who's in the running for defensive MVP this year.
Yes.
And that's Trey Hendrickson. I think he's top 10 in the race right now. So I don't think there's any other choice. Like you said, I think you could go with CTB, but
right.
But yeah, I definitely think Trey has it.
No, it's definitely Trey. No, I agree. It's Trey. I'm just saying CTB, though, he deserves some. I just wanted to give him some. And another one, Derek, your favorite pick last year, Dax Hill. That's another one that gets very honorable mention.
Dax has had a great year. He's had a couple instances where he's kind of – and CTB, Juice – I'm just going to say Juice. It's so much easier.
Yeah.
Juice has had a couple instances as well where he's made some mistakes. So
yeah.
I think that's where every time Trey is out there, man, every single time he's either getting a pressure, he's getting a sack, he's getting a tackle for loss, or he's getting a hold call or a non-hold call. Because that guy, he's always back there, man. Always back there. Always giving 150%.
And I think if you take away the penalties, I think he's the sack leader. If you take away the penalties.
Definitely.
Easily.
Yep.
No, yeah, like I said, we all agree. Trey, so we were talking about, we agree Trey was number one. I just threw in CTB just to give him some respect, but we all agree it's Trey.
I think Trey's got 7. He's got 7 sacks.
7. Yep. The league leader has 8 right now.
And I mean, you could even mention a guy like Sam Hubbard who's playing really well. I'm with you guys. I have Trey. It's, the 7 sacks, 3 negated by penalties. Pro Football Focus pass rush win rate. Easy for you to say. And me.
Pass rush win rate.
23.2%. Yeah. And 7th in pressure rate, 11.3. He's 4th in the pass rush win rate. I attempted it again. I thought I was going to fail again. And 9th total pressure is 27. And I mean, he's balling out. The sacks alone, the pressure, and there's guys playing in the 90s, that high 80% of snaps on other teams, including like Hubbard plays a lot of that. The last couple games, the Bengals have kept him around 65. So I love that. It's trying to keep him fresh because he'll go full bore when he's out there. He can't half-ass it. That's just not who he is. So he's been an absolute animal. But you can mention Dax Hill, CTB, and we might mention them a little more in some of these other ones coming up.
Yep. Now, can I tell you something? A really interesting stat that I found, or I didn't find it. I got to give credit. I'm going to give proper credit this time. Joe Goodberry had a really cool stat on Sam Hubbard. So every year of his career, his PFF grade has been around 67.4. And he's always been between 64, 65, 66, 67. And I think last year it was 69. So it just how incredible. Yeah, nice. Right. I forgot. Dang it. But he's consistent every single year. And just to have a guy like that on the line is awesome.
Sorry, me and Chop was doing tongues at each other.
Right.
But anyways.
Podcast listeners.
Yeah, for the podcast listeners. So that's dumb shit we're doing. But
for the people driving as well.
Right. Yeah.
Now, I want Chop to respond to these comments from his best friend, Tyler Kelly, that he works with. TJ Watt, defense player here, but Hendrickson could get a participation trophy.
Hey, let me just say that, like Steelers week, we're going to have fucking Tyler Kelly on here. Everybody can see his dumb ass right here. And bring your fucking camera too, man, you goofy bastard.
Just boo for the whole show.
Yeah, he'll show up.
But I think I forget who's number 1, but I know TJ Watt's at second for if you were to bet on defensive player of the year. Yeah. And then, like I said, Trey Henderson, he's somewhere in the top 10 right now. So.
Yeah.
I'm never going to knock TJ Watt.
Exactly what I was going to say.
Straight up.
I'm not going to put a knock on fucking TJ Watt.
Him and Myles Garrett, man, are 2 of the best in the league, and they just have to
But you know how the home team gets 3 points, right? That fucking Trey Henderson's my home team, so I'm going to take Trey.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against TJ Watt, and if he wants to put them fucking stripes on,
gosh.
I'm not going to be pissed about it.
I'm hard right now. Just
every team in the league would love to have TJ Watt.
Fucking right. We
Greg sipping a 50 West
and Myles Garrett.
50 West beer. This is probably my favorite lager. Proud sponsor to Bengals and Brews. By the way, also, such a heck of a week, and we got Optimistic Bobby coming on Monday at 3:30. Looking forward to that too. By the way,
Greg's acting like a guy who just got done. Are you going to light up a cigarette? Also,
no.
Just got done having sex, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
After that interview, he's
like church.
Yeah.
It was like
church beard. He's like, "Hey guys, man, I just want to shout out,
right,
everything in the world. I'm so happy right now. I've never been this happy ever.
Shout out to Midwest Barbecue.
This is
I
this
just
is
feel like a
huge.
load has came out of my ball sack.
Shout out,
It's
shout out to all them ducks that I killed their goddamn family.
Oh, I almost ran into a deer today, by the way, driving
Shout
in.
out to Graders for hooking me up with some nice pieces of ass.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
some nice ass I'm ready to eat tonight, buddy.
probably the biggest fucking piece of ass that you ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah.
What impersonation?
I was trying to do Donald Trump. I'm not very good at
Kind of like Rodney Harrison, too.
I thought
right?
you were going with Cartman at first.
Oh, yep.
Ass.
You respect my authority.
Yeah.
Respect my authority.
Offensive Rookie of the Year. Almost had to toss this one in just for Greg to get shirtless. For the podcast listeners, Greg is now shirtless, waving his shirt over his
I
head.
bet you Greg picks Chase Brown.
Greg, we will let you go first. Who is your Offensive Rookie of the Year?
Well, this may come to a shock to you all, but I believe it's my man, Yoshi. Got to go Yoshi, man. I mean, got a touchdown. That's all I need to hear. He's going to get more after that. No. Charlie Jones, you could argue. He did before he got hurt. He was doing great, but I'm just going to go Yoshi. You guys know why. Got the touchdown, and I think he's only going to get better. He's probably not going to get too many more reps because of the other good wide receivers, but still, man, I really have a lot of faith in Yoshi still. He's going
when you only draft two offensive players,
three. You got
Three.
Chase Brown,
Yeah,
Chuck
three.
Sizzle. That's why I was about to say it's a 3-horse
three-man race.
here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Chuck Sizzle because how long has it been since we've seen one take it back to the house?
Well,
Yeah.
see, I've got a special teams player that.
Oh, we're going to – he could
Yeah.
be on special teams then for that too, right?
don't say Brad. So you think it's Brad Robbins?
Our special teams
Well,
guy?
we're not there yet. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I thought you said – never mind.
But
We're
I'm
talking
counting
offense.
special teams as a separate thing, and that's why I will also give mine to Yoshi.
Yeah.
2 catches, 3 targets, 12 whole yards, boys, but a tutty. Chuck has 1 catch and 1 first down. I don't know. It was like 6 or 8 yards, whatever. It was against the Rams early in that game. And then Chase Brown, I didn't even look up his stats, but he hasn't really done much of
Is he
anything.
playing?
I mean, he's played minimal. He might end up getting this. He could if he starts to get more work,
I agree. I based my Chuck Sizzle shit on the special teams.
That's what I figured. That's why I kind of cut in there.
If I'm going offense, I'm going with Yoshi.
If we're adding special teams in, I would also go with Chuck.
Oh, man, I'm liking this thing.
With a touchdown.
I'm loving this talk about Yoshi, guys. I'm loving this.
Now
I gotta say though, for special teams, you got to give consideration to Chase Brown and Yoshi there as well as for being the what do they call them? The guys that
Gunners.
The gunners.
Is Chase
for being
Brown
the
a gunner? I know Yoshi.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure is.
I saw him out there.
Okay.
And the Seattle game. So.
Well, I will add in general too, like Yoshi, like the snaps he's gotten, he's also been a willing blocker when he doesn't get the ball, like when he's on offense. Regardless of special teams, he's been blocking and he's made some plays as a blocker as well down the field. So on some of the catches that Chase has made, so I want to give credit to Yoshi. That's another reason I probably would, even if Chuck was in the conversation, I would probably go with Yoshi. I mean, he has the touchdown receiving. And the blocking in general has been pretty solid. And he's getting snaps. And that's a 6th-round guy, man. You couldn't.
That's what he's right now, Matt. That's what's going on. He's got the towel out.
So what do you think, Derek? You Yoshi as well for the offense?
Yeah, absolutely. For exactly what, like, not just the touchdown. It's his run blocking, his pass blocking, or whatever they call it. When he's out in front on the screens and stuff like that. He's making sure, as Lapp always says, putting a hat on a hat.
Yeah. And then defensive rookie of the year, I mean, to
This
me,
one's hard.
Well, it's got to be DJ Turner.
Yeah.
He's had to play so much. Passer rating of 42 when the ball's thrown his way.
Okay.
And basically, because he's played so much. Cheeto's been out/limited. He was limited kind of coming into the season, and he's been limited again when he came back last week with only like 14 snaps. So Turner is playing a ton of snaps and playing really well.
Yes.
All the advanced metrics, everything that is out there shows that he's got potential to be a lockdown corner the way he's playing early on. Now, he's going to have some bad games. He's going to get burned at times. Don't freak out. It's going to happen. It's the NFL, right?
Exactly.
We've got the toughest strength of schedule coming up after this to finish the season as well. I saw that today. So, but they're it. Like Miles Murphy has flashed. If Miles Murphy played more, I think he would be in the conversation.
Yeah. And what I was saying, this is going to be hard. This is going to be hard at the end of the year because I really think Jordan Battle is going to start getting some. Hopefully, his snaps increased.
And he's flashed too. Like when he's played pretty well. So we've got some guys on the defense, which that was our first 3 picks. First, second, and third round guys right there were all on the defensive side of the ball. So this one is tougher, and I think it'll be much tougher, especially at the end of the year. And I hope it is because that means all the guys performed well. But right now, DJ Turner, with the amount of snaps he's playing, is the runaway for me.
Yes, easily.
Well, DJ Turner made you not worried about Chidobe if he leaves at the end of the season, right?
That's pretty much solidified, I think.
So, Pork Chop, you and I both got what we wanted. Both our players are both got the awards right now, right?
That's right.
I guess that's you two just take victory.
We're going to take Pork Chop, let's take your shirt off. We're going to take our shirts off and hug each other.
Let's go run around Jeff Street.
Let's do that.
Lap.
That's the victory lap, right? It's got to be on Jeff Street shirtless.
Yep.
Jeff's not in the chat anymore. He left.
Well, Zeus is gone. Of course he left.
That's it.
Most improved player. Now, this one to me is tougher, but we had a couple of these guys in the conversation to me that are in my conversation here, and that's Dax and CTB. But I'm going with CTB because I think he's playing at basically a Pro Bowl level.
Yes.
Both of them had 2 interceptions apiece at this point. Through 6 games, very solid. I mean, Dax made some huge plays. He's great at blitzing off the corner. But CTB's going against some number 1 corners this whole time. As we're talking about DJ Turner and Cheeto being out, who's the guy that is stepping up and going against the top guy week in and week out? It's typically Cam Taylor-Britt.
Yeah,
He went up to that challenge all year long. Cam Taylor-Britt, to me, is a Pro Bowler. He deserves more love than what he's getting nationally. Cam Taylor-Britt, fucking Juice Gang, baby. Hashtag Juice Gang, baby!
Juice Gang!
I love me some Cam Taylor-Britt, and that's no knock on Dax Hill or some of these other guys who have really stepped up. But Cam Taylor, and it's hard to me because I already thought Cam Taylor was good. That's the only reason that it's hard for me to give him this award.
Yeah.
I thought he was good last year. I thought he was good in the playoffs.
Yes.
But yet he's still taking that leap. That's the reason I could argue Dax Hill, though, is because we didn't see him hardly at all. So to be doing what he's doing from a guy who went from not playing to, I mean, I don't miss Jesse Bates with the money differential that brought us.
No. And, Dale, because I really wanted to get. When you told us how you give awards, I had to give some type of award to CTB, and this is it right here. Because when you left to go, I mean, we all agreed it was Henderson, but CTB, we even said Dax also should get consideration. CTB definitely gets this award right here.
That's still here.
Player.
He's there.
Now,
hey, I want to say what was I going to say about
Drew Sample for blocking? That's not. That's actually Tyler. I know it's a joke, but it's not.
I was going to say mine's actually different from you guys. I'm going to go with Jonah Williams, man.
All right.
Switching over to right tackle.
Yeah.
I just think he's been, like you said, Dale, he's been awesome this year. I mean, the way them two have kind of secured the left and right side. So I got to give mine to Jonah Williams.
He's just a much more natural, better right tackle. Whether he stays here or not, I hope a team keeps him a right tackle. I think his career will be better.
I hope he stays.
Right tackle.
I'll be honest. I hope he stays.
No, I want him to stay.
I want him to stay, but
I don't know if the money will work.
I'd like to sign like a 3 or 4 year contract and get those tackles fucking locked up, man.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have the tackles locked up for at least another 3 years apiece.
Yes.
Hey, big decisions. But anyway, we're not talking about this till the end of the season.
Yeah, we got time.
Decisions will have to be made, but
We'll save that. We're going to need shit to talk about when there's no season.
So, Chop, were you going with CTB as your most improved?
Yes, I would, as a matter of fact. Although I felt like he kind of just picked up where he left off at the end of the year last year.
That's the reason I could give it to somebody else too.
Yeah, like we all there's no what do you call it, sophomore setback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He came in and he picked up right the fuck where he left off last year. So that's awesome. You want to see how good he is? Just watch how pissed off he got DJ Metcalf. Metcalf couldn't do good.
Yeah, he changed his name from DK to DJ apparently.
Yeah, DJ Metcalf. That's because Cam done fucked him up.
Because he didn't jump.
Yeah. I love it, man. And Dax Hill, man. Shout out to Dax Hill. Went from not playing too much, but that's the thing. It's like we didn't know what we had either with him.
Exactly.
Now on the flip side, and we hate doing this because, you know, we love the Bengals, but then again, you got to be critical at times of people, and maybe they'll step up and they'll do better after this. But most disappointing player. I'm having a tough time picking out just one, to be honest.
No, but in all honesty, I mean, Irv Smith, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And I hope he improves. I want him, like you said, we all want them to do good, but Irv Smith, I'm just sorry right now.
I was going to say also in consideration, Nick Scott.
That's fair. He's brought in to be a starter and supposed to give us all the things Von Bell did, you know. And I mean, it's not like they brought him in on a 1-year prove-it deal. They signed him for what, 3 years?
Yeah.
3, yeah.
They sure did.
What about you, Derek?
Yeah, I immediately was thinking Bolson, but I just completely forgot about him because the Bengals have 2. It's definitely Irv Smith in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking, you know how I was thinking, but then when Greg said Irv Smith, I'm like, oh yeah, that's true.
Those are both great choices. My thinking was different when I wrote this down. Mine was almost like year 2 guys leaps that we talked about throughout the summer. So to me, it was Bolson was my second guy, but my number 1 guy was Zach Carter.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they didn't make a move at D tackle in the draft. I mean, we spent a lot of time on the draft. They didn't bring in anybody else's pass rushing, this, that, and the other. Yeah, Jackson
Tyler
Carman,
got a point, right?
Yeah.
There you go, Tyler.
But they clearly expected Zach Carter, and he's getting the snaps. You know, he's getting 35, 40% of the snaps. He's still rotating quite a bit on that D line, and he's getting the playing time, and he's not producing. And we talked about they talked about his body changed and he added this weight and did this and that. Clearly, it's affected him, but negatively instead of positively.
Yeah.
So he's been a huge disappointment to me because it was one of those things where I knew the staff had a lot of faith in him. I didn't know what it was based on because to me, you always bring in as much talent as you can. Draft, free agency, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Let the guys go out there and battle it out. But they basically handed Zach Carter the backup D tackle spot behind B.J. Hill, and I haven't seen him do much of anything to this point. Bolson is more. I expect him to take a bigger leap than he has. He's kind of the same player.
I want to bring this name up because 2 people in the chat said it. Matt's talking about T, and so's Jolly.
I wrote T. Higgins. I even wrote Joe Burrow's name down as other ones I wouldn't be surprised to hear. And Joe's is a lot of injuries, so it's hard to put that. But if we want to just say coming into this season what we thought versus what's happened.
You're right.
You know what I mean? We're seeing Joe not have 300. You know, he's not been Joe. And a lot of that's the injury. But that is
guys, I got to go get my kids, but I did want to say one thing real quick. My whole thing with Irv Smith was, you know, I followed him a lot from a fantasy aspect and just seeing, like, I kept saying, man, if this guy can just stay healthy. And this year, I mean, other than 2 games, he's been healthy. And he's just not producing. That's how he stays healthy because he ain't doing shit.
Right?
But, all right, guys. Love you guys. Fantastic show.
Love you, bro.
Love you, Derek.
Finish it off without me.
Love you too, man.
Finish off without the Casper's dick.
Finish off without Derek.
Yep.
How will I ever keep it hard?
All this
right.
Yeah.
Best coaching performance. This one's tough, but I think Lou's an obvious answer just because the defense has kept us in a lot of these games, but we've had some not so great. But I went with Charles Burks, the secondary / corner coach, because of the performances of CTB and DJ Turner. And we still have Cheeto, who's just kind of been dinged up here and there and coming off the injury from last year. But with the young guys, what he's done at corner, I got to give Charles Burks some love.
I got to go
agree with you, Dale.
I got to go
with you. I would like to go Lou too, but man, you bring up the cornerbacks coach, and I'll agree with you.
I'll go with Marion Hobby with the defensive line, man. Charles Burks, that's a great one, but I got to go Marion Hobby. Great defensive line coach. He's been consistent ever he's been here, and with Trey Henderson getting better, and with like these new guys, like you said, Dale coming in, Miles Murphy showing his way. With these doing a great job rotating guys in, I got to go Marion Hobby.
Cam Samples looked really good. He looked really good last game.
So
the only one is Zach Carter.
But I get what you're saying also, Dale, with the young corners and all. Charles Burks, definitely. I didn't think about that, but Marion Hobby's my vote, though.
I gave Marion Hobby this award last year at the midseason point.
Oh, fair enough. Like switch.
Now, special teams. This is when Chuck Sizzle could be mentioned. 8 returns, 150 yards, 18.8 average on returns. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And the touchdown, but he's been dinged up. I went with the low-hanging fruit of Money Mac, 10 for 12, 83%, which if it's like, oh, was that down? No. First year he was 85%. Second year he was 83%. He's kind of steady Eddie. The 2 he's missed has been 50-plus yarders. He's 3 for 5 this year. Last year he was 5 for 5 throughout the year. He's taken more 50-yarders. Missed a couple, but I think he's going to nail several more throughout the season. Through only 6 games, he's hit that mark with 3 out of 5. So I went with Money Mac, but Chuck Sizzle gets, a little honorary.
I already blew my load earlier when I said Chuck Sizzle, so I'm just going to stick with Chuck. He brings excitement to the punt return game that we haven't had in a while.
Chop, I totally agree with you, but back to what Dale said about Money Mac, I'm going to keep saying this. I think a lot of fans take Money Mac for granted. The 52-yard,
I agree.
The 52-yard field goal he made, that's just, to us, we kind of looked at it as a chip shot for Money Mac. That is no chip shot. I mean, like, if he would have missed that field goal, we all can agree we would have lost the game if he would have made that field goal.
You can't do a 52-yard field goal?
What?
You can't kick a 52-yard field goal?
I'm a little off, but yeah. No,
kick a 5-yard field.
My shit would fall on the ground 10 yards from my foot.
That's what I'm saying. I just think we take Money Mac for granted at times. And when he misses a kick, I think people get really hard on him.
Hey, there is a kicker in Bengals history that's 100% on field goals.
Chad Johnson.
Chad Ochocinco.
It's preseason, don't count.
Preseason, no count, chap.
It don't count for actual.
But no, Money Mac, though, you got to give it to Money Mac. Biggest play for
Chuck Sizzle. If he wouldn't have got hurt, especially because I'd love to see what he'd have right now. But he should be back, as far as we know, versus the Bills. He'll be out one more game, and then I hope he continues that, and I hope he returns 3 more this season because, man, I'll come.
I will also.
I'll come.
I will come on Greg's Midwest Best Barbecue.
Oh, don't do that.
Why?
It's good food. What would you?
Well,
you're saying special.
First of all,
Greg likes that. Greg likes that.
Greg, are you into it?
Into what now? I'm really confused right now. So wait, what?
Do you want him to come on your
sandwich?
On your Midwest Best.
On your Midwest Best.
Well, if there's 2 sandwiches, then yeah, he can come on one of mine.
I'll put the P Funk on the G Funk.
There you go.
He said there I go, Dale. So I take that as a yes. He's into it.
Oh, hey Dale. Oh my.
There you go. He's into it.
Biggest play of the first 6 weeks. I'm going to go with the first touchdown against Arizona because we're 1-3 going into that game. Burrow extended the play, even though it wasn't like forever that he extended that play. We hadn't seen the mobility, the extending of plays like we typically do. And it gave just enough time for Chase to get open. It was our first touchdown we had scored in the first half the entire season to that point, and it's in the 5th game. So to me, it just kind of everything else, for the rest of that game, especially with the offense flowing, was set up with just that getting in the end zone, Joe moving a little. Jamar, that was his first touchdown. He ended up with a couple more that same game. So I just think that was a huge turning point for this team, and hopefully this season was getting that first touchdown against Arizona.
Well, let me say this is Greg's going to love me for this, but I think the best touchdown so far this year was the one for Josivach. And I'll tell you the reason why is because I felt like at that point when Yoshi got that touchdown that they planned that. It was his birthday. They gave him a birthday present. So in my mind, I'm thinking if your offense is so fucking good and so confident, you're like, you know what? Bring me in the fucking rookie, the guy that has only had 2 catches so far this year. Bring him in, and I'm going to go ahead for his birthday, and I'm going to give him a touchdown. Then I'm going to grab the football and make sure he saves it. It's to me, it was just like that mindset. It's like, it's not a fucking problem. Like, you want a touchdown? Come on in here. Get you a touchdown. It's your birthday. So it wasn't so much as about like Yoshi catching that ball. It's the mindset of the offense thinking, just bring this guy in. We'll give him a touchdown because it's his birthday. That's fucking, I mean, if that's the way you're game planning, like, oh, well, who's going to get the ball? Well, it's his birthday, so let's give it to him. Seems like a lot of confidence to me.
That's
we
all.
should have put Cam Taylor-Britt in on offense in the second half of them because we didn't do shit in the second half, and it was also his birthday.
You know what?
He got that interception though.
I know he had to do it himself though.
Yeah, that took the other quarterback to help us out. You know, here's one for
DK Metcalf cutting off his route early.
Right. Geno Smith was like, "Hey, CTB's birthday too. I can't be the only quarterback out here giving people passes for their birthday. I mean, can't let Joe show up on me. So it's your birthday. Here you go, CTB."
So for me, the biggest play that caught my attention was when Burrow, he was hurt those couple games. He wasn't moving out of the pocket, but that Rams Monday night game where he ran out of the pocket, like I believe the start of the second half, and he threw that long bomb to Chase. I'm like, oh my God, Joe's back finally. Joe's back, I don't know if you guys remember that play at all, but he rolled out of the pocket, made a huge play to Chase that I don't think it scored an offensive touchdown or anything, but it got us a big field goal. But still, the fact that I saw Burrow running out of the pocket, rolling out, throwing the first long bomb pass, I'm like, here we go. It's finally happening,
That's
my other one was Arizona when he just ran for that first down and then he did the classic,
right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was like, all right, there's Joe.
All of those, man. Great plays.
Yeah.
And you're right, Greg. That running around showing us that calf is good.
Yes.
Please.
Absolutely. Well, that's all we got for our awards, and we had Zeus on in the first 30 minutes.
Show, man.
Dude, if you missed the first 30 minutes, we had Orlando Brown on. He was absolutely incredible. Make sure you go back and check that on YouTube. Subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications because sometimes there's some random shows. So.
Remember that time where Orlando Brown Jr. was like, I couldn't wait to get on this show because Bengals and Brews is literally my favorite show out of all the Bengal shows ever.
Said that?
Hey, Dale, I do.
No.
Hey, guys,
being honest, he didn't say that, but
he was thinking it.
Dale,
I'm pretty sure he was thinking it. He had that look in his eye,
Dale, can I have one more award? Well, not award, but this is a future award. What is one player each of us want to see improve, or has to improve, or you just want to see improve for the rest of the season that needs to step it up?
I mean, I've got 2 for that. It's Joe and T both.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Joe because he's the quarterback, but I mean, I think T, he had the one good game, and we're waiting to see the T that we're used to. So
exactly,
I have both of them.
Yeah,
I would go with Joe Burrow.
Yeah,
because I mean it's the most important. Like if you're going to pick one position to improve and play out the rest of the year at fucking baller elite level, it's Joe Burrow because the way the team goes is the way that Joe Burrow goes.
I'm just gonna say Joe Burrow's calf.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, let's agree on that. Joe Burrow's calf. Oh, yeah, that's
specific.
I need that calf to be better and improve. That's what I need to improve.
They need to be like the $6 million man. Build him back stronger.
Yeah, works for me. Hey, man, guys, what a good show, man. And thank you all for tuning in. Obviously, we get more questions in if we could. We had some stuff written down. Plus, we knew we had 25 to 30 minutes. So trying to get everything in, it's hard to do. But appreciate you all for tuning in and supporting as always. And
even that goddamn Tyler Kelly, we appreciate him. That son of a bitch and Steelers fan.
And Zeus for coming on, man.
Yes, thank you, Zeus.
He was awesome. So love it.